show you guys the difference in between a cutting torch tip. So I'll show you here. So last week I tried to show you a difference in between a cutting torch tip versus a rosebud tip. We were going to see the difference in it and see how fast it was going to warm up those plates. And what happened, we ran out of fuel because the tank for the oxygen wasn't filled up enough. So I was able to show you the cutting tip, but I wasn't able to show you the rosebud tip. So this week we're going to take a few minutes and try again. Now I'm doing this during my lunch, so I don't have too much time to spend with you guys, but about like 15 minutes. So hopefully I can shed some lights onto those tips. So we're going to, I'm not going to do the propane torch or the acetylene torch. This time the little propane, the blue bottle torch, because we saw that it wasn't doing very much for those pieces of steel here to warm them up and turn them red. But we did the cutting torch. We're going to do the cutting torch again, just to have that as an example and see how fast it's going to warm up everything. So we're just going to set ourselves up here. Okay, I'll just try to turn the camera around to see what we're going to do. All right, so I should be able to set this up like this, so like that we have access and we can see what's going on the device. So those pieces of steel, they're an 8 thickness, and we're going to have 2 of them that we're going to set up in here, and we're going to also have a pair of pliers to see how easy it is to bend this steel after it gets all nice and warm. So we'll set the first one into the vise right here. Yeah, that should be a good enough shot to see the difference. Actually, I'll put both pieces of steel into this vise right now, and then like that we can move stuff along a little bit faster. Sorry about the noise there, it's echoey in here, and I forgot to bring my little speaker, and I tried to connect the vertical live. I'm not used to it. I tried to connect to my earbuds, and it doesn't connect with the earbuds. So unfortunately, this is the sound that we're going to have today. So here's a cutting tip for the torch. We're going to set this up right now. Already have the gas turned on into the propane tank, the acetylene tank, and the oxygen. Now we're going to see how fast it takes to warm this up so that we can warm it up enough and bend it. Get the sparker here. Usually, if you're not familiar with torches like this, like mechanic torch, the acetylene, you're going to turn this about a quarter turn for the handle, and the oxygen, you turn it all the way. And the reason why you're doing this is so that you can shut off your torch, the acetylene supply fast if there's an incident that's happening, because it's just a quarter turn. The oxygen, it doesn't matter, because oxygen, if there's no fuel to burn, the oxygen won't burn by itself. It's not pure enough. Okay, so we're gonna warm this up right now. Who do we have here? Nathan, are you guys feeling the tariff? No, not yet, it just started. So we're not seeing this in Canada right now, but I know there's a big fight about this right now. Hi Mike. Oh boy, I'm in Quebec. Yeah, I'm in Ontario. All right, so I'll just put my glasses on because this is gonna be pretty bright. Turn the acetylene on first and then the oxygen a little bit. Now, because I don't have a speaker on me, unfortunately, I tried last week, and everything I'm saying when the torch is running, you guys cannot hear me, so there's no point of talking during it. That's why I'm trying to do all the talking right now. But we're going to heat up this plate, bend it with this pliers. As soon as we do this, then we're going to try the rosebud and see how fast it's heating up compared to just a cutting torch. Now both torches, you have to adjust them with the flame until there's no, you just turn on the gas, you adjust it until there's no black smoke coming out of the flame, and then after that you turn on your oxygen, and you're going to see there's a little blue flame that's going to get smaller. For the cutting torch tip, you're going to adjust it until you can press on this handle here, and it doesn't make any difference for how long the blue flame is. Now, when we do the rosebud, there's no handle to control the oxygen. You control everything just at the bottom of your torch. So for this one, you're going to just adjust it until the flame is about like a 1/4 inch or 1/8 of an inch, and then it's warm enough like this. You cannot control cutting, because this is not for cutting, this is just to warm up stuff really fast. So here, when I do like big tie rod end with the tube that's about like 2-3 inch thick, it can help to free up the tie rod end and zoom it out of there really quick, because sometimes even with like a 6-foot bar, you're not going to break it and break your tie rod end loose. All right, so anyway, that's enough talking right now. Let's see some flames, right? I'm just looking at the chat for a second here. Yeah, I can work in Ontario with my license. I'm Red Seal, but I can work everywhere in Canada except Quebec. Don't respect that Red Seal, so I cannot work over there. All right, let's turn this on. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but there's a little bit of black smoke like this, so we're adjusting this. There you go. No more black smoke at the end. Now I'm going to turn on the oxygen. Oh, just a second. I guess it's turned on all the way here. Let's try this again. Just have to adjust the flame. So there's no black smoke, but the flame is a bit closer to the tip. Alright. Now we want a little blue flame at the end. Just be like this. You see how small the blue flame is? This is exactly what we want. I should have looked it up first before I did the live and clean up the tip, because you see the little, the blue flame is not perfectly smooth at the end, so that's because there's a little bit of blockage in the tip. But anyway, let's warm up this plate. Nice and red. Grab the pliers. then we can bend it. Trying to make you guys see, but I'll have to flip the phone for this. There you go. Just wanted to try to put the phone down so that I can, make this here so you guys can see from the side. There you go. Now, I'm not sure, are you guys interested to see the cutting part of the torch too, or should we just go straight to the rosebud and see the difference? All right, well, if there's no answer, then I'll just go right to the rosebud, and then we can see how fast it's gonna warm up our plate. We can also do a cutting later after we're all done anyway. Okay, just gonna set it up like this. Now because the oxygen is still on here, I have to close this. Because we're on the cutting torch, you're controlling your oxygen by the handle. So now we can just unscrew its tip here. Now both of the rosebud and the cutting torch, holy smoke. I just put this on 2 seconds ago. Why is it so tight? Both of the rosebud and the cutting torch, you want to bring it all the way to you want to bring your blue flame to almost touch the metal, but you don't want to make the tip touch the metal, because if you do that, it's gonna backfire and then it can suck the flame back in. Now I had the flame sucked in before with the rosebud, and it's pretty dangerous. You'll get the whole handle will start smoking. You can't even touch it at the handle here, so you'll have to you'll hear it does like a buzzing sound, like bzzz, like this, or a hissing sound, and it's because the flame is actually burning right into here. There's a valve so that the flame cannot make itself all the way back to tank, but it'll still get your handle super warm. And now you want to try to shut off your fuel. So you have to kind of drop the torch like this, hold it like that, and then shut off your fuel. But you'll see, that's a big flame coming out of here. So this is not the easiest thing to do. Okay, I was just looking to see if I had any comments here. So we're going to warm up this plate with the rosebud. Just making sure it's nice and tight so that there's no leak here, because you don't want a leak here, or if it gets too warm around this area, it'll pop a flame. So, okay, so acetylene first, oxygen after, to control how much blue flame we have at the end. So let's get this fired up. Again, we don't want no black smoke at the end, so I'm gonna keep adjusting this. Now we're going to adjust our oxygen. Warm up this plate. See what happened there? I ended up touching the tip to the plate, and this is why we had that bang. Now, it wasn't, I can move that steel already. It wasn't hissing, like, well, it was making noise, but it wasn't like the little hiss from the flame burning in here. It was just hissing from all the gas getting through at the end of the tip. Okay, I'm gonna try this again, and then I'll try to grab the phone to bring you guys a little bit closer to have a different angle from the plate. One thing that you want to make sure with the rosebud too is, you know, I'm trying to angle the tip in different ways to make sure that the flame don't come back and light up the gas too close to the tip or want to go back in. So you usually have to play with your angle a little bit. But you see how fast, compared to the cutting tip, like that was pretty quick, and we had a way bigger area of red metal on there. So we're going to try to do this again. Maybe I'll just, I'll move you guys here. I don't know if that will be I don't know if it'll be a good enough shot like this, but that'd be a good angle. Yeah. Trying to figure it out too, so I don't want to throw the flame towards my phone either. Okay. Now we're gonna try this again. All right. If you have time or you want to, give me a thumbs up. That helps with the YouTube algorithm so that people can find the videos. Okay, rosebud again. Acetylene on. Now we always turn off the acetylene first because you don't want the flame to have a chance to go back in, so the oxygen will keep pushing the gas of the acetylene out even if you turn it off here, because there's still a little remaining into the tube. So this is why you always turn off your acetylene first. So yeah, it's nice and easy to bend this metal right now. All right. I think I'm gonna run out of time soon because the lunch is almost over, so I'm going to throw the cutting tip back on, and we're going to cut one of those pieces of metal, and then I'm going to have to wrap it up, unfortunately. All right, just take the tip. Now, the whole thing here gets fairly warm when you're doing something like this. Like, it's not too warm to the touch. I can still touch the nut here. It's still fairly warm.
You're breaking the day in here.
Just doing a live YouTube. All right, so let's cut that piece of steel. This one's already warm, so we're going to use that one as an example right now. You don't want to put too much acetylene because too much acetylene is actually going to bring the flame too far, and you're going to have trouble to set up your blue flame at the end to cut. be able to cut with this. So you can see, even if it was warm, it still takes a little while before it warms up everything with this kind of tip. And a cutting torch can only cut whatever metal is red. If the metal is not red, it won't cut it. Like, I'll do an example. Let's try to cut up here. So to cut, you press the trigger here. So let's just keep this warm. Okay. So it's not cutting anything because the metal is not red. Now let's make this nice and bright red right here. And then we're gonna cut that piece. We're gonna cut it right off. If you go too fast, then what's going to happen is the metal is gonna melt, but it's actually going to resolder itself in the back of the torch flame. So you don't want to go too slow and you don't want to go too fast. Okay, ready? There we go. Now shut off your acetylene first and the flame. Now one thing that I forget to tell you guys is the other thing why you're going to end up adjusting the flame so that there's no black smoke coming out of it. It's if you have any black smoke, if you saw the live from last week, a piece of metal, because we didn't have enough oxygen, but the piece of metal ended up turning black. It was just full of soot. And if you don't have your torch adjusted properly, this is what's gonna happen. It's gonna be full of soot. Anyway, if you guys like the video, give me a thumbs up. And yeah, if you have a chance to subscribe, I almost have 500 videos so far up here, so there's lots to learn together. All right, I'll see you in the next one.